Okay.
1,
2, 3.
Hollow, hollow, hollow. Save, save, save. Build, build, build. Sound money, sound money. All right, this ugly old goat, also totally depraved boomer, and also given the proud name of op return moron. And I'm here with Esther. We're going to do another little teaching Bitcoin today. We'll see how that goes. I do want to point everybody to the Twitter account and basically read the article up there about we need to do a final JPEG. And if you it doesn't matter if you're on the for side or the not side. If you think that we need to get rid of spam, and it seems like 95% of the people, no matter what side of the node crisis they're on, they all agree the spam needs to go away. So basically, that's a proposal. I'm not putting it on GitHub or anything else because it needs to be a ground up proposal. But you know what? Everybody gets behind that. Then it's up to the devs to I know they can do it. I know they can put it. So, I mean, we're not going to get rid of all you have to leave a little bit on there, but you're not going to be able to put on, these JPEGs and be abusing it the way it is now. So check that out. If you agree with it, please retweet it, and let's see if we can get some traction on it this week. All right. So, ready for another lesson? Okay. I'm not sure how well prepared I am, but we'll find out. Okay. Esther, I'm going to ask you something important. Do you think the rules should be easy to change or hard to change? When you're playing a game or something, you have rules. Should they be easy to change or hard to change?
Easy.
Oh, why? You think they should be easy? Okay. So, what if I change the rule? We're playing football, and we play. You know the rules of football, but I changed the rules. And rule says, well, Esther, you can only go to halfway, and then you have to stop, but I can go the whole way. That's the new rule. And I changed it. It's easy to change, right? Would you like that rule?
I'm good, so I can beat you.
Oh. In other words, you have to be halfway. You can't score a goal next to the goal. You can only score it from midfield. Would you like that?
Even more difficult is I like it when it's more difficult.
You're not cooperating with. Okay.
Okay, no.
How about the American football? Are you a little bit aware of American football? Okay. What if during a football game we're playing football and all of a sudden it comes out at halftime and the other team, there's a rule that your team, your favorite team, they can't go past the 50-yard line. When they get to the 50-yard line, they have to stop. They might be able to kick a field goal from way back there, but it's almost impossible. But the other team, they can go score all they want. Is that fair? Would you like that? Okay. But that's easy rule change. Mm-hmm. So that's what you said you like? You like to be able to change the rules that easy?
It's because it depends on what.
Oh, if it benefits you, right? Right. That's why we have rules. It's because everybody knows it's called a level playing field. But I think we talked the other day, and when Ian and Nicole changed the rules on you for Uno, is that fair?
No, but I always win. So.
Oh, even though they changed the okay.
It's supposed to help them, but they don't win.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm talking about the ideal situation. So the correct answer is no. Rules should be hard to change because if they're easy to change, then you play in the middle of a game and, rules changed. Too bad, so sad. And that's really not very good. Okay. Okay. I think we're done with that part. Now, Bitcoin is basically like a great big game that people all over the world are playing it together. Okay. But instead of points, it's about who owns the money. Okay. And the most important part is that everyone has to agree on the rules, or the money doesn't work. What do you think would happen if different people started using different rules for the same money? Let's say, we'll put it this way: some gringo comes into Mexico and says, "Oh, your Bitcoin's only worth half as much as mine. That's the new rule because you're Mexican."
Mm-hmm.
Would that be fair?
No.
Okay, would it be fair? Oh, but would it be okay if you're black? Say, well, black people, their Bitcoin's only worth half as much. Would that be fair? All right. So you can't change the rules. That's what makes Bitcoin so wonderful because that's why it goes around the world. It knows no race, it knows no nationality. You know, it's neutral, and that's one of the things. And it has a fixed supply. You know, there's only 21 million Bitcoin that'll ever be minted. That's it, and that's done. And they're almost all done now. So, uh, but we know what the supply is going to be, 21 million.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that they're all worth the same. One Bitcoin is equal to one Bitcoin. But if I change the rules, well, my Bitcoin is worth twice as much as your Bitcoin.
It's not fair.
That's not fair. Exactly. All right. So it's the whole thing about Bitcoin is the rules are very, very hard to change. Okay, and that's part of what we're going on with the debate right now. They changed the rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, and what's doing, people have found an interest. They could put pictures and make money off of putting pictures on the blockchain, which is just not necessary. Everybody hates it. 95% of the people say it's bad, but the maintainers, the people that kind of watch the protocol, and they've done a good job for a decade, but they really screwed up this last year, and it revealed that Bitcoin can't. The laws can vary. There's a variance, and I really wasn't aware of it. I mean, I honestly thought that there's 21 million Bitcoin, and that's not going to change. But I did now understand. Oh, there are ways that they can change it. Maybe they didn't change the 21 million. But that doesn't mean they can't later on. So it's very important that we make these rules need to be hard to break. And they broke the rules, and now we kind of need to make a statement. And this is why I've come up with this idea of having a JPEG, a final JPEG, where we write basically, I call it the Genesis Act, where you say, hey, this was wrong. We're glad that Core did all this work for us for the last 10 years. And we've been blessed because they've screwed up, but now we're aware that there's variance here, but we can pretty well fix it. So if we all agree that these JPEGs and all the superfluous stuff should not be on Bitcoin, then let's take it off. In fact, I had a cartoon, I'll show it to you when we're done, where it shows Bitcoin. It's all full of these pictures and all this stuff hanging on it. And then we have a cleanup and cleaned it all off, and we start again. That's kind of what I'm advocating. It's in the United States, we kind of have a very unique system, and it was we started with the Declaration of Independence, and that's sort of what Satoshi's original paper was. It was a Declaration of Independence, and then after that, they started the government. It was Articles of Confederation, but it didn't work because everybody had to agree. So they changed it, and that's when they wrote the Constitution. Now, the Constitution was just a written document. It didn't mean anything unless it was ratified. And so, what I'm advocating is we need to have kind of a Bitcoin Constitution. And first of all, it needs to be written. I'm not qualified to write it, but once it's written, then we have a way to ratify it. And that's what the node runners and the devs and all the miners and all the people that are active in Bitcoin can get behind this thing. And it's one thing that 95% of us can be united on. That we need to get the spam. We don't like spam. We need to get rid of it. And we can, this is a starting point of how to govern from the bottom up Bitcoin on a constitutional level. Okay. All right. So So what do you think happens if people start putting lots of junk inside? Okay, okay. Bitcoin blocks are like little boxes,
Mhm.
and so only so much stuff can fit inside.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you think will happen if people start putting a whole lot of junk in little tiny boxes? What's going to happen to those boxes?
You're gonna go.
They could break,
Mhm.
but they're going to be overflowing with junk, right? They come over the side and right. And if you want to move those blocks, it's going to be heavier,
A mess.
a mess to
It
move
can
it.
blow up
It's going to
everything.
cost you more to move it. It's going to take you more energy. Okay. So, uh, right. So normal payments have less space. If you're just making a payment, we're not putting anything on there. It's a lot cleaner. It's just for the money. We're not putting our, oh, I'm going to have this dollar bill or whatever it is and draw a 100 pesos and draw a picture on it. Well, okay, that's nice, but who wants that 100 pesos when you do some artwork on it? Okay. So, so and most people use Bitcoin just to move money, okay? But some people try to use it to, okay, post artwork as a message board. They use it as a file cabinet rather than money. And there's ways that we can use to eliminate that. The problem is we have a lot of people they say, oh, I'm against spam, but they have, one of the problems I see is artists seem to think that they can put their art on a blockchain, the art's worth more. And, that's not a monetary thing. I mean, and then we have these other things that are called ordinals, and everybody's trying to make, put their thing on the money system. And we need to keep that money system clean so, nobody can put anything on. I mean, you might want to put a few words on there or something. We need to communicate in some way. But we don't need to, what you like, I don't like, and what I like, you don't like. And so let's just say, hey, you know what? We don't need any of that because we can do that somewhere else. We're not saying that you can't do that. We're not prohibiting. It's just, the blockchain, the Bitcoin is not the place that you put it. Okay. What do you think the box should mostly be for? Should it be for money or for messages?
For messages.
Okay, that's the way most other people think too. It's not that messages is not money.
But in what way? Like for people take,
Mm-hmm.
or like if people put something in that box of money or messages, it's for take to someone or you to leave it.
Right, but it's just you're transferring Bitcoin. That's all it is.
If it's
It's just money. Right. You're not saying, well, every time I have money, I have Esther's thumbprint on everything. I don't need that. This makes it dirty, and I've got to I have to account for it. But people attach all kinds of things to this thing. And some people are putting bad stuff on it. But it doesn't matter if it's good or bad stuff. That's not the issue. The issue is that's what this off return basis is. They Bitcoin was set up so it could only take so much off return, and without anybody's knowledge, the maintainers of Bitcoin bumped it way up so it can do a whole lot more pictures and dig on there. And you know it's fine if it was done and everybody agreed to it, but nobody agreed to this, and everybody's against it. And people are saying, well, it's a censorship issue. No, it's not a censorship issue at all. Because what happens is you can do that somewhere else. This is not the place to do it. And we're not changing the protocol. They changed it, so we just showed it's not censorship resistant. And core version 30 just exposed that. So core 30 is the one that demonstrated that Bitcoin has a legitimacy variance. And so the only way, and I didn't realize it. I didn't know all this was going on. Right. And but it is, and it's serious. And there are ways to fix it, and without disturbing censorship at all. So, and we're not roll things back. We don't roll things back, but we can stop it and make it much more difficult. You never get rid of it completely because you have to have some kind of a messaging system on Bitcoin. But you don't need a whole lot. Like when Twitter first started, you could just do little tiny lines. Mm. And now you can do a whole lot more on Twitter, which is nice, but that's what it's for. I don't use Twitter. I don't send a tweet to send money. Okay. It's not like I'm doing a Lightning transaction or sending Bitcoin over Twitter. No, because it's a different network. Okay. But you can put all the artwork you want on Twitter. And they even let a lot of bad stuff on Twitter now. So that's what it's about. Okay. Okay, and that's why people are arguing, not because they hate the art or the art or they hate fun, but it's because money needs to have rules, and they need to have rules that aren't changing all the time. Okay, so here's the tricky part. Once something is written into Bitcoin, it stays forever. If you make a mistake on a piece of paper, can you erase it?
If I make a mistake on a piece,
you can erase it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't on Bitcoin. So if somebody puts a mistake on there, it's there. It's not going to go away. Okay? So people have to be extra careful what they allow on the base layer. And that is what we talk. That's why Bitcoin needs to mature. It needs to grow up. And that's what this issue is really about. When Bitcoin was little, people experimented a lot because we didn't really know what this thing was. But now that Bitcoin's much bigger and people are using it more, mistakes are a lot more expensive. When Bitcoin was, worth nothing or worth $5 or $10, or 50 cents or even $100, those mistakes didn't cost a lot. But now every little mistake costs a whole lot. And so, we just can't allow people to, put mistakes on Bitcoin forever because it's just going to jam things up later on. Okay. Okay. And that's a big word that we use as adults. We call it settlement. Okay. And that just means that's final. We're done. There's no more argument. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we have plenty of arguments around here, don't we? But finally, we have to come to a settlement and say, okay, it's done. And that's why there has to be somebody that decides. But Bitcoin is kind of unique because ultimately who decides are the people that use it. And that's why I'm proposing this final JPEG and said this stuff's going on. Everybody's against it. So let's write a constitution saying this is why it's bad and this is why it's going to stop. And then people go like, well, why can't we do that anymore? Well, we just outlined it here and we all agreed to it. We just changed the rules, but 90% of the people agreed to it. So it's a very simple solution, but hopefully it will catch on. Again, if you're watching this and you see the headline there about the final JPEG article about I call it the Genesis Act, and this is not anything. This is not a government intervention. This is just an act that people can act upon. It's not enforced by anything except Bitcoin users. And this it might take a little bit to get this through your head. So please go through and read the pinned article. It's very short, and read that pinned article that's currently on my X account. Okay. Okay. I think we're done. Okay. Okay. So if Bitcoin should be slow and careful, what do you think fast and fun stuff should happen? If Bitcoin should be slow and very careful, where should the fast and fun stuff happen?
On apps.
Yeah, anywhere else, off chain, not anywhere but on Bitcoin. Oh, they can Lightning. Lightning's kind of it's sort of a pseudo Bitcoin, and it's very closely tied to Bitcoin. But you can have all the fun completely away from Bitcoin, huh? What's up?
On top of.
Yes, it can be on top in the fact that it's redeemable. It's really not built on. We haven't gone into redeemability yet, but we'll get into that. But basically, redeemability is what it's not a promise, but rather it keeps the game honest. It's what disciplines the system, and that's a hard time for people to understand because they think when you have a credit that it's a promise. Well, it is, but the reason you have it tied to Bitcoin, you have it redeemable, because that's how you check if that credit is any good. Okay? Right. So that's the whole thing. That bottom we talked about yesterday, that strong road, it has to stay strong so everything else on top of it can have fun. But the road, the little narrow road where everything gets backed up, that's fine. We just want it to be strong. We want it to do the same thing all the time so we know what it is. Okay? And then if you're up here, somebody might want to redeem the credit to you, and they can buy anything in the marketplace, and one of those things is Bitcoin. All right. So I think we're done. All right. Well, okay. How in Spanish? How do I say rules are important?
Las reglas.
What?
Las reglas
reglas
son muy importantes.
Importante.
Las reglas son muy importantes.
Okay.
Say it.
Bitcoin es lento pero seguro.
Bitcoin is lento. Bitcoin is slow but safe. Bitcoin es lento pero seguro.
Okay.
What?
So I got that from the lesson. I didn't get that because I know Spanish. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you get something out of it. Yeah, we heard we need better speakers. Oh. Okay. If you like what we're doing, if you want us to grow and become more professional, please read one of my articles and we have just send it to we have it on almost every article. I have a Bitcoin address and a QR code. So if you send us a little bit, and we're going to keep doing this, we're getting better at it. You're going to set up the speaker while I'm taking my nap here tonight or tomorrow. Next time we're going to have a better microphone. Okay, that sound good?
It doesn't sound good.
You did the Zoom. You're better at this stuff than I am. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, if you like this, send us a little Bitcoin. We could.
Video you was using the incorrect glasses.
What? Give me my granny glasses. I got the wrong glasses on. Oh, okay. You're supposed to be my makeup artist. There. You're supposed to have these on. That's your job. That's not my job.
Yeah, but I cannot remind anything. Today we had a very long day.
Yeah, we did have a big day. We had a happy birthday. We did a lot of things. It was a good day. We had a lot accomplished, and we even did our lessons. So it's time to go to bed. And
it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. I've been going all day today without any nap at all. So, I don't need to go to bed till 10 because I need to start sleeping when you sleep instead of these weird hours that I sleep. So I'll stay up for 4 hours with them. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll do our next lesson. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.